I ain't just no jazz artist, man. I can't be taking that moniker on because I like music, man. It's all kind of music. So, but because when you play the saxophone, first thing people say, he just played jazz. But I love it all.
Mark Allen Felton, songwriter, teacher, saxophonist, and a true music luminary. Hailing from Chicago, Mark has been leaving an incredible mark on music for over 2 decades. You just experienced a mesmerizing live recording called Swing Low, a song from his CD called A Blessing, which quickly soared to become a gospel and jazz sensation among independent artists. It's talents like Mark's that inspire and move us here at Interludes. In a captivating conversation, Mark recently graced us with his presence on Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesdays, where he shared his profound insights on music with myself as well as Coach Tony Thompson. We discovered that music is just more than a sound to Mark. It's a language that holds the key to growth and understanding for us all. Today, join us on this musical odyssey as we explore the heart and soul of Mark Allen Felton, a musician who speaks the language of love through his saxophone. Get ready to be blown away. I'm Val the Voice Johnson, and this is Interludes.
Interludes, a Peer Lighthouse production. This episode is brought to you by...
Need help with wills, trust, or protecting your LLC? Join Legal Shield today. Text the word legal to 347-652-0243 for more information.
And now, all the way from the south side of Chicago, give it up for your host, Val the Voice Johnson.
Chicago native and a jazz musician. Here's the thing. I don't like to just do the one genre and say jazz. It's a bunch of the genres. And so I got a chance. A dear friend of mine sent me his CD and I got a chance to listen to it. And I was like, oh, wow. And so when I was listening to it, I was thinking about Earl Clue. I was thinking about Grover Washington. I had some other jazz musicians that I had in mind. I was like, oh my gosh. So this guy is phenomenal. He has played with some of the best and has been around touring. I know a lot of musicians are excited. We're not in COVID anymore, so we can now tour and do some things, but he's got a couple of things coming up out of California, but is from Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and welcome to the Interlude stage. It is Mark Allen Felton. What's up?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, good to be here. Absolutely.
Hey. Woo.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Love this picture. Oh my gosh. He was leaning to the side. I said, I wonder who he looking at.
Looking at? That was a little photo shoot there.
A little something. Oh my gosh. So I just mentioned a couple of musicians that I'm a big fan of, but here we go. Charlie Parker, Grover Washington Jr., Stan Getz. Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite? I know all musicians. Sure. If you think about one, who's one of your favorite musicians out of that?
Grover Washington Jr. absolutely was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That was my biggest inspiration, actually.
Ah, okay, wonderful. Mm-hmm. and here's the thing, because I remember being in band. Mark, I'm just gonna admit, I was in band. And I tried to learn how to play the recorder. Now that's it's like a flute situation, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was more drawn to the piano. When people choose that I want to say that musical journey. What was the thing that led you to the saxophone? What was that journey like?
Well, you know what? I always looked at music as being just another language.
Okay.
And I think really everybody should learn it because it's
Mhm.
really, it's just a language. We've been taught that, certain people are talented, in that area only. But I think that's true about maybe the talent part. But as far as the language part, I think we all can enjoy that, because we all love music. And
Mhm.
it's made up of a numerical system, and it's learnable, absolutely. So my
Yeah.
my journey to playing the saxophone really, I've always wanted to be an entertainer more so than even really knowing about the music. So
Mhm.
um, when I was younger, I had an opportunity to watch some group on television called Kool and the Gang. Right. And I was checking them out, and I saw them flipping the horns around and stuff like that. And I said, I want to do that right there. And I didn't really mean play. I wanted to just flip the horns. That's all I wanted to do. But ironically, when I went to school,
Mhm.
they had a teacher at the time. His name was Mr. Theodore. He was starting a band because I was a drum and bugle at the time. And he asked us if we
Mhm.
want to play an instrument. I raised my hand and said I want to play the little shiny curve thing, and everybody started laughing. He said, "You mean?" And he shows a picture of the saxophone. I said, "Yeah, that's what I want to play right there." And
Mhm.
that was my first introduction into actually getting around to even know what a saxophone was, and playing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I, was digging through and doing a little research and recon on you, this was the album A Blessing. It looks like this was a live recording as well.
Yeah.
And this was a combination of, I want to say, jazz and gospel. How do you see those two genres working together to kind of edify and bring glory to God?
Well, like I said, music is such an intricate language. I don't really look at music being separate like that because we
Mhm.
all using the same 12 notes.
Mhm.
And there's Mother Reese right there. We all using the same
Yeah.
12 notes. And it's basically a change of rhythmic playing style and actually harmony, I guess, as well. But they go so well together because a lot of the chords and stuff that you see in jazz, you also see them being played in gospel music as well. And I love gospel music as well too.
Yeah. Because you had I'm a choir director, and I also love singing. I sing now. My voice has gotten lower, so I was an alto. Now I'm kind of a tenor, but I love choral singing. So there's a lot of choral singing in A Blessing on this CD. Your connection to, and I didn't mean to go so fast. So you said Mother Reese. How did you two connect?
How did I meet her? That's a good question. I mean, see, as far as you don't know how you meet people, and you don't know
Yeah.
how you just know them, and you don't know how you see. How did I actually meet her? I think a friend of mine, um, Dave Scott, was playing at. Is that the first time? Maybe. No,
Mhm.
no, 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 no. That's not the first time. I met her through a keyboard player named Woody.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and he introduced me to her. He took me up to her church one time, a long time ago, and I played a solo um, at the church, and that was how I initially connected. Then some years went by, and then I ended up reconnecting through another friend, man, Dave Scott. I think he was playing in the band. I wanted to play in the band too, so he just said, "Just come on, start hanging out." I just started playing, just going up on Sundays and playing with them. And next, they hired me to play in the band, and I became pretty close with her.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, because I think those connections is what happens and what's good about that.
Yeah.
And one of my cousins, she's gone on to glory now. Her name was Barbara Allen, very well known musician in California.
I
And
knew Barbara.
you knew Barbara Allen? That was my cousin.
That was your cousin. She was over at wait, don't tell me Bishop uh
Elmer.
Homer.
Elmer, right? Yeah.
I think Barbara. Yeah, I think Barbara had me come play for her a couple times on a couple things. Her and her husband.
Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's your cousin. Wow. Small
yeah.
world. For real.
It's a very small world, yes, because she would kind of tell me about some of her journey, and this is early in her career. She got a chance to tour with Billy Preston, Elton John, and a few other musicians, and I would ask her, "Hey, cousin, you like who was some of the folks that you like to work with?" She was like, and she would be like, anyone that knew their stuff. When they knew their stuff, it was it was excellent to work with them. One of my favorite R&B musicians here you're here with Kenny Lattimore. I love him. I think you guys did a concert last year together. How was it kind of sharing the stage or being there with Kenny?
Oh, Kenny's absolutely great. So, it's always fun when you get a chance to collaborate with other musicians and singers and stuff like that. That brings that spirit to the stage, So we had a great time. We were out there in Maryland when we did that concert right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, I just left Chicago. He's going to be in Chicago soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's got the guys up there.
Because I know musicians like to travel in packs. My cousin, one of my cousins, Kendall Nesbitt, who produced the music for this particular podcast, he's always talking about how you have to really love what you do in order to have that, I want to call it that musician's life. Like you're touring, you're making friends as much as possible. And then I saw on your Facebook page that you have a Sunday night sax. Please tell me about this. What is the fun things that people can expect if they come on Sunday night to see you?
Well, I had started doing that about 5 years ago. We've been running for about 5 years. Mm-hmm. And I would present different guests on the show, kind of like what you're doing, but I have like music. I do some concert footage I have on there. Mm-hmm. Comedians sometimes, and it turned into a family thing, So now a lot of the people that come on every week, they've been with me for like 5 years, and they just come check in just to, make sure they're saying hi to the family. So, and then, we have people from all over the world actually that check in with us. So, it's like as of late, I haven't been doing any high level productions with that. I usually have like a lot of high level stuff going on, but because of, running back and forth to here and there, I have to do it on my phone sometimes, and I don't get a chance to put all the stuff I put in there. But you could expect like interviews, me playing sometimes. Sometimes I'll just play for about 10, 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. You can see some old concert footage. I might show some videos. And we have some great talks with a few nuggets here and there. Mm-hmm. I have a friend of mine called the Colonel. He comes on and gives out some great advice to people and all that. Just have a good time. It's like a big old family.
Wonderful. Now I got a question from the audience. Mark wants to know, how did the nickname Panther come about?
Oh, that's a good one right there, Mark. It's funny. One time I was playing at this club in California, kind of far out. And this guy was, just kept looking. He kept looking at me playing. He was like, just really checking out what I was doing and stuff like that. It was an older guy. And afterward, he sat down and said, "Can I have a drink with you?" So we sat down. I had to travel like 2-3 hours away to get back home. So I sat down with him. He said, "You know what?" He said, "You remind me of a one-name artist." Mm-hmm. And I said, "One-name artist?" I said, "What you mean?" He said, "You look like the way you move around on the stage, you just move around like an animal, like a cat." He said, "You should change your name to Jaguar." And I was like, "Jaguar, oh, I like that." So I went back home and I told one of my friends at the time. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna change my name to Jaguar, man." He jumped up, real excited, and he said, "No, don't do that. Meet me at my house tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And he just ran out my house. It was the weirdest thing, right? He ran out my house. I was like, hey, hold it. He was gone, right? And so I went to his house the next day at 10 o'clock, knocked on the door, and he opened the door. He had something behind his back. And I said, "What's up, man?" what's up? He said, man, I was saving this for me, man, but this fits you better. Then he pulled out a poster, big frame poster of a panther. He said, man, you're a panther. You're the panther. Like, then I was like, wow. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I got chill bumps. I said, that's your name, and not Jaguar, Panther. And then he proceeded to show me some video footage. It was on VHS at the time. Of a panther going through a jungle. He said, man, that's how you play, man. You play just like the Wooded Panther is stalking the prey and all that. And I was like, wow. It was really one of those coveted moments that I really just felt transformed at that moment into a panther, basically. And that's how that came about.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Have you seen it? It's entertainment reviews, fabulous interviews, and sports you can use. Interludes Extra presents Talk on Tuesdays. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, live in the chat. And now, back to our show. So I was on your Facebook page, and I love anybody that's doing inspirational quotes. I saw this and was like, oh, wow, this is cool. Seize every opportunity to express and manifest the greatness which resides in you.
Absolutely.
If you were to give any starting musician some advice, what advice would you give them?
Without sounding cliche-ish, I would say be true to yourself. And what that means is that because music is so exploratory, it's like anything, like a lot of things in life. You got to go with what feels good to you, because you may be the next person to invent a new style or something. We don't know, because when Charlie Parker was coming through and all those guys, they were doing themselves, and they became a staple of jazz, like that type of jazz. But it was really extended from, influences from others, but him being true to himself, took the influences in, but did not abandon the trueness to oneself. So, and love what you do, and if you love it, you just never know how things could turn around, because I can remember being in the house squeaking and stuff, and people outside laughing like crazy. Oh, he's squeaking. And then those same people today might ask, can I get them into my concert or buy tickets, whatever. So you just never know how that can flip around. It's really amazing. Just be true to yourself, though.
I love that. And
practice.
I was wondering if I was going to hear that from you. Practice. That's what's most important. Now, the next thing I saw that you have coming up, you're going to be at the Riverfront Jazz Festival. And I think that is, where's that going to be? In Dallas, Texas?
Dallas, Texas, yeah.
In September.
Yes, a lot of good people on that show too.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh my gosh.
They got Michael Franks, Gerald Albright, and what's her name? So many people. It's just a list of people. Right? It's gonna be fabulous.
And then on September 30th, Jazz on the Grass, and this is going to be in Cali. We have folks that are watching here from Cali. That's September 30th, Compton College. All right.
Yeah, for the Deltas out there, that's going to be fun too. They're doing an annual festival every year. This is the second one. Had opportunity to play last year, and then they came to I did a birthday party out there in Cali. And they all came and said, we got to get you back. So I'm glad to be back with them.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And I see, thank you so very much, Kevin, for going ahead and getting that in. This is the best advice. Be true to yourself, love what you do, and practice. Oh my gosh, thank you so very much. But Mark, I really appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna wait. I see Coach is in the building. Coach, you there? Coach, you want to say hello to the Chicago native, Mark? Yeah, Coach Tony, Coach? How you doing?
What's up, baby?
What's up, Coach? How you rolling, man?
Man, I'm rolling on the south side. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing against my West Side brother, but Wild Hunters in the house, man, you know.
I hear you.
Hey, man, I really like that. I was sitting in the back, sitting in the studios and saying, man, I love that jazz. You know, I remember when Pops back in the day, man, would just sit up. His very good friend was none other than Jerry Iceman Butler.
Okay.
So I got a chance to take a listen to a little of that. And I never really understood what was going over at Rainbow Beach, man, until I got older, man, and found out that was lit.
Yeah, man. That's right.
And Mark, I saw something in the chat from April. She says, "Thank you for teaching and giving back." Do you teach music in school?
Not in school, but over the years, I just had the opportunity to be in so many situations where I was able to share information and knowledge to the youngsters that was coming up, and even not just the youngsters though, because people always talk about the youngsters, but they kind of throw the older people away. But it's like, we're not to be thrown away. It's like, hey, we need to be taught too. So I try to share the knowledge. If I have any knowledge to anybody that's willing to listen, I kind of look at it like that because, matter of fact, I'm really high on that because as we get older, a lot of people feel like they can't, still go after their dreams or whatever. It's like, I'm done. I just got to, abandon that and let that person do that. No, as long as you're breathing, you got breath in your body, whatever it is you feel that you want to do, you got a passion for, go after it. You know what I'm saying? Because it also helps connect with the younger people when they see you doing things at a certain age. It's like, hey, it doesn't stop, and so many people have been taught that things stop after a certain age. Don't stop. As long as you breathe it, keep it moving.
Mark, I give you, when I say I got an 18-wheeler on my hand, I'm pumping right now because what you said is true facts. I DJ back in the day, and Val used to know that back in the yard. It's one way I kept money, cut hair, a couple of things. And when the pandemic hit, man, I pulled those 1200s back out. I've been DJing ever since, man. I love it. Get back on the set. And because you are a musician, I got something for you and Val I just picked up today. Look at this right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So my question to you, although you are a jazz artist, and if you had to look at a rapper or a rap group, think about this, a rapper or a rap group that has a sort of jazz feel to them that made it good in the hip hop era, who would it be?
Whoa. Coach.
That's a real broad one, right? In fact, but first of all, I ain't just no jazz artist, man. I can't be taking that moniker on because I like music, man. It's like I produce all kind of music. So, but because when you play the saxophone, first thing people say, he just played jazz, but I love it all, man. So
I got you.
I'm I ain't gonna say I love every type, but I love a lot of different types of music, So
who was your favorite hip hop artist back in the day?
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like some of that West Coast stuff. I like the style of that West Coast vibe. I do like that. And
that was probably too.
Yeah, I like R&B too. I like a lot of R&B stuff too.
I was thinking about when I asked that question, I was thinking about none other than Guru and the Jazzmatazz album.
Right.
You that's listening, if you don't know about it, you need to Google it. That Jazzmatazz, rest in peace, the great Guru. But that Jazzmatazz album and the people who had featured on there, including Tribe Called Quest, Questlove, and those guys right there, Roots. So you need to go take a listen. If you ain't up on that Jazzmatazz album by Guru, you need to go and open up your minds.
Hey, Coach, another thing too, though, another thing that has happened, like, as far as the music getting through, like a lot of times back in the day, with the major record companies controlling what we heard a lot of times, we didn't get a chance. I got stuff on my drive, man, or even like in my genre, I had to be kind of coupled in a smooth jazz, situation. But I like a lot of funky stuff like that, but it didn't fit that radio format. So a lot of people didn't get a chance to hear some of the stuff like that. I know other artists that didn't fit that format, so to speak. And it's like, it's not really a genre set up for that type of stuff. So we may get one or two albums that slip through, But believe me, it was a lot of people making some really crossover type of stuff. It just didn't get a chance to get played.
That's funny you said that, because I was just listening to a interview on Big Boy TV. I'm big on the podcast now, chilling with my homegirl Val the Voice, and listen to Big Boy interview Ice-T. And that's what he said. He was that one underground West Coast artist. But if you ask anybody, if you know Ice-T, the younger generation simply knows him as NCIS and what he's done on New York.
You mean Law and Order?
Law and Order. I don't know why I said NCIS. I'm thinking about LL Cool J. Yeah. But Law and Order, and don't realize that this brother was, on the cutting edge early parts of putting the West Coast on the map when it came to gangster rap, with him and none other than Too Short coming out the Bay Area. And then, of course, Dr. Dre and them boys, NWA, picked it up, and it just set the world off, in the late 80s.
Yeah, that's right. So you know what? It's a lot of factors that go into what we hear, So I'm happy about some of the avenues that's available today, because, you may not get a following from all over the place, but you can have an opportunity to express yourself in ways that, we couldn't do back in the day. That's like, even with the podcast, and like, we got the voice here, right here. We got you got people coming on that we need to hear from. It might not have been an opportunity back in the day. It's like, hey, we only signed one people, so y'all got to, find another way. But now, at the last minute, but Jesse Jackson had retired. I thought he had retired a long time ago, right? Right. And so I had the opportunity to play the national anthem for his retirement situation, man. And the vice president came out, and all that. It was really nice, But it was like I just happened to be in Chicago during that time period. My boy Jesse Campbell turned me on, and we had a great time with that. Did y'all know that Jesse Jackson retired?
We had no idea. And you just mentioned Jesse Campbell. We literally had him on. We had him on, Coach,
a couple weeks ago.
Back. So
yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of work together. Been knowing each other for a long time. So,
that's great. Both of y'all jumped on the number one show. You know what I'm saying? That's how we doing it.
That's right. That's
right. And those people out there hear my voice, you got to subscribe to Interlude Talk on Tuesday, so you can continue to get hit upside the head with this good stuff, like Parliament Funkadelic. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Mark, oh my gosh, thank you so very much for joining us on Talk on Tuesday. I really appreciate you coming out and joining us for that. I really appreciate it. And like I said, we have your website, which is your first name, middle name, and last name. I think Kevin put it up for us. Yeah, markallenfelton.com if they want to know any more information about you, and then also join you for Sunday night sax. I like that.
Right.
That is so wonderful.
Sunday at 7 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time, right on.
I got you.
So that'll be 9:00 for us here in Chicago, and about 10:00 out all the way in the East Coast. But thank you so very much for joining us, Mark.
Appreciate that, brother.
Appreciate that, y'all. Y'all be blessed now.
Man,
thank you. All right. Oh my gosh. To see the full interview with Mark Allen Felton and Coach Tony Thompson's review on sports, please visit our Interludes YouTube channel.
Interludes, original concept by Valerie Johnson, produced by Valerie Johnson. Original intro and outro music produced by Kendall Nesbitt. Interludes, a Peer Lighthouse production. This episode is brought to you by...
Need help with wills, trust, or protecting your LLC? Join Legal Shield today. For more information regarding legal protection or to join our worldwide sales team, text the word LEGAL to 347-652-0243. Become a future sponsor or advertiser on our podcasting platform by visiting our website today.
To subscribe to our YouTube channel or join Interlude's Facebook group, visit the website linktree/Peer Light Media. That's linktr.ee/Peer Light Media.